Manchild The Yogi. I'm Aaron Putnam. My wife, Hilaire, Lockwood.
Hi there.
Hey, what's up, baby?
Nothing. What's up?
Tired.
Yeah, why?
Because I don't exercise. I don't know. Just whatever. Just being in Indiana, that's tiring. Kids are tiring. Let me see. I'm 40 pounds overweight. That's tiring.
All right, so let's fix that, yeah?
What, the weight?
Yeah.
What did the doctor say to me, though?
That you were in great shape. No, he didn't.
No, so, okay. First, when I went to the doctor, first thing I said to him, he goes, "So what's going on with you?" I go, "I don't know. Let's start at the top and just start canceling things out. Let's start,
Yeah.
I want you up my ass. I want you everywhere. I want you in my
That's
brain."
starting at the bottom, not the top, but which is a better place to start.
Call me a hypochondriac, but when you get Aetna PPO $1,800 a month insurance,
Bang, bang.
So I want some treatment.
Yeah.
I left with no meds.
Yeah, but you have to go in and ask for that stuff. You are your own body's advocate. You have to ask. If you want them up your business, you have to ask them to go up your business.
This is the thing, is what I was telling you before too. You said you want me to get healthy, so you want me to look out for things. So if I ask for a colonoscopy and I'm not 50, how do you spell it? How do you say it?
Can I fix that?
Colonoscopy.
Yes, there we go.
Okay, first of all, the doctor that my friend recommended, I go, he doesn't look like he wants to go up anyone's asshole.
Yeah, okay. Well,
a proctologist has a certain look as a doctor, I think. You got to be a weirdo. I mean, it's like there's a lot of different.
I don't know. It's a necessary evil. That's the truth.
Let me get back to what I'm saying, though. So what happened is I went in there, and everything that I said was wrong with me. He goes, "Yeah, diet and exercise."
Yeah.
I wanted
diet and exercise.
I wanted to be fixed.
Yes, you can. Guess how? Diet and exercise. Yoga. So you could do yoga literally every day for free, and you don't.
That's true.
It is true.
It's the willingness.
And meditation would calm your mind.
So does Xanax, but I know I'm sober. But something to calm me down, something that's like, whatever these little shits are on, but not Adderall. Something like a little more like, because I know I got ADD and dyslexia. So what's that?
So
Hyperactive
again,
dyslexia.
I have an idea.
Don't
what
say
fixes that?
Drugs.
No,
I'm kidding. No, yoga.
So this is the whole point of the podcast, right? We love each other. We really do. But this is how our household goes. We have very opposing views, and we hash them out.
So what did you write down, by the way?
I did write down that, your anxiousness to do yoga. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's weird, right? Something that's calming is actually makes me want to claw my eyes out.
Well, but it can be stressful, especially if you don't do it because you don't know what you're doing, and that can be very intimidating. That's why you start in the right class, which is not mine, because when you come to my class, you do pouty yoga.
So admit it right now.
He gets so grumpy on his mat. He'll literally just sit and sort of watch him pout.
This is what it is. And I'll let you know. Like with everything, like karate, I want to learn karate in 3 days, not fucking 6 months. I'm like, how long is it going to take me to get a black belt? With yoga, I'm like, how long before I'm not staring at the clock? Because that's when it changes.
Yeah.
And I'm an hour guy. If it was an hour, I'm good.
Most of our Chicago classes are an hour.
Get out of here.
No, it's the truth. So I get it, and I get that you want the quick fix. But there are so many things that you can do to get healthy that are quicker if you want something quicker. I have ideas. But no, I do. But the main reason that I want you healthy is so you don't die. Dun, dun, dun.
I'm definitely dying before you, so just get over that.
I'm not sure about that.
You sure?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say I hope so. That sounds bad.
I ate pizza yesterday. This is what's bad. I know that I'm eating my feelings. I talk about it on stage because, I drank a long time, and dealing with all that stuff. When I got that pizza yesterday, even your son, who's a teenager, was looking at me like, dude, calm down with the pizza. It was making me happy. So that's why that's wild, So
you just choose different food to make you happy. I don't know. You find something else.
Notice total horseshit is when you're like, I'm like, oh, I want a piece of cake. You're like, have one of those salty cashew Nature Valley. Like, what the fuck?
Those are delicious.
Do you know the difference between...
A banana is delicious.
Do you know the difference
sweet.
between porn and, like, us making love?
There's not much difference.
Come on. Seriously?
Not if I had my way. Oh, no, we went right into that, didn't we?
Okay, let's talk about it. So let's talk. Let me tell you.
We'll get right in. We're diving right in.
I haven't even told you this yet, but I finally found out a way on stage at Helium this weekend to talk about you on stage a little bit.
Yeah, you said that.
Because, before we're talking, just trying to, not be too gross instead of being like, oh, my wife's pussy or whatever. It's like an idiot.
God.
No, I'm serious. There are people like that.
God.
There are people like that.
Cover your ears, everyone.
I don't, earmuffs. I don't want to be vulgar. But what it really took is me being vulnerable. And I'll release the clip and everyone can see it. But it's just like, you just got to be honest.
So now you're not going to tell them. I'm going to have to see it on
stage.
stage.
Basically, I was like...
No, I'll see it on stage.
No, what did I say to you? Remember that day when I go, what the hell was that you just did, young lady?
I do know what I did.
And you said, what did you say? You said, I'm not going to tell you all my secrets. I said, if you want to keep me in this marriage, you do that every day. Because I shivered like a lady.
You did. And I did that on purpose.
So how that bit came alive on stage is I shivered like a lady.
Yeah. So yogis, those of you that are yogis out there, all I did, we're just talking about Mula Bandha. That's all we're talking about.
So explain to the people that don't know about yoga. So this is how I break it down to like my friends. Muli Bandha is like what Muli Bandha is what Michael Jordan has. Why he can dunk. Why Keith Hufnagel can ollie 4 feet or ollie over people. It's just like because of your core strength. So yoga builds your core, which also makes for tight ass sex.
Core begins at your pelvic floor. It doesn't begin at your rectus abdominis, the wall of your abdominals. It begins at the base of your spine. Okay. It begins at your pelvic floor. And then Asvini Mudra, which is actually the inside.
It's like, what'd you call me?
The inside of your bottom. Both of those are supposed, without squeezing your cheeks, both of those are supposed to be lifted.
Without squeezing, without like...
You don't want to tighten your butt because that compresses your spine.
So that's what you tell people in class. I hear you go, don't clench your butt cheeks.
Yeah, they have to let go of their butts. In fact, squeezing your butt too tight is the main reason people have chronic low back pain.
Really?
Because we walk around with our butts
like all
squeezed way too tight.
Like tight
ass?
Yeah. Oh, shit, I'm going to start fucking with people with that. That's funny.
Yeah, Mula Bandha, that's your, there are lots of ways to say it. Right, it's the trampoline. I like to say between the good stuff and the bad stuff. I have a teacher once that said it taint one and it taint the other. I have a hard time with that word myself, but don't love it.
The old taint. Anyway, so that's good stuff.
It's the space between. I know how much you love Dave Matthews. It's that space between.
I met a guy in his 20s who was like, I love Dave Matthews. I'm like, dude, you had a chance to just not have that in your life. And
I actually
you revisit
him.
He's like,
anyways.
So basically, the reason I bring that up is because you and I think, get along or not get along, but still we're ride or die because we everything is on the table as far as what we like and don't like.
Yeah.
Because if I was trying to I don't want to woo. I don't want to be wooing, you know what I mean?
He's very romantic, everyone out there. He's very romantic.
I'm not a plagiarizing, phony ass dude. Oh, here's a poem about the pond and I'll walk over, I keep it real with you though.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I'll punch somebody in the neck if they talk.
I know. I feel very safe. That's true.
You know what I mean now?
No, I do. It's very honest. Our relationship is very honest. It's why it works. And I think it's, for as much of a man child as you are, I think it's grown up. It's a grown up way to love somebody. It's not a fairy tale. When you're kids, I think we have this idea of what love may or may not be, and we paint this picture and we put all these expectations on it, and This is really every day. We're together hashing it out. We're living life for real.
And I know I drive you crazy.
Pull
up some of that stuff on the
crazy.
phone. Because we try to not piss each other off, right? I push your buttons a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. As much as I love you, yeah. I think our love is as big as our level of annoyance with each other is. It's a lot of it, but I also think we get great pleasure out of annoying each other.
Okay, if this was a therapy session, what's on your plate right now that's bothering you about me?
Oh no,
not bothering, just
No, just my concerns about your diet and exercise.
What else is on that list?
I have so much on the list. I have ghosts, but I think that's another day because that's a big one for me. I have talk, no walk.
This is the thing. You were making fun of me earlier because if I really need to make a point, I have to stop walking to talk. Is that what you're talking about? Or like if I'm texting someone and
but
I'm
I like
mad.
that. That's really true. You do stop. Well, you can't.
Like I have to argue standing still. I don't like walk or run and argue.
That's true. That's not what that meant.
Like I need to stop. I need to stop and go, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. No, it means when you say you're going to do stuff and then you don't do it. And again, it just comes back to exercise mainly.
Oh, so you're talking about, but what that makes, what that sounds like to me is that I'm not a man of my word. Like,
no, you are totally a man. You're
talking about when I say I'm not going to.
You're a real ass dude.
I don't know. It's hard to, I'm going to lose some weight though, because, I just don't want to be fat anymore. I don't even know how fat I am compared to some other people. I mean, there's in Indiana. I mean, I'm skinny, but.
That's really rude,
but it's
by the way.
But you know what's fucked up? It's like listeners out there that don't, no one's is listening to this now, but when you do and you don't know me, I'm a skinny dude with a, what do you call it? Skinny fat. I used to be skinny fat, but when you lose that, and then it's just like, yeah, that's just wild. It's like ostrich legs for arms, and then like this belly. So it's that weird. This is a thing with this, lazy fat. Like I have lazy fat where people look at me and go, oh, I know why he looks like that, because he is not doing anything.
Right.
That's what it is.
Well, but we all have vices, right? And you talked about those a little bit earlier. You love cake. That's not a lie.
But I used to hate cake when I was drunk all the time. I'd be like, I don't want dessert, bitch.
Because your body didn't need sugar the same way. I mean, it's sugar. Your body, you're replacing.
But it's the serotonin. It's giving me some kind of like when we were arguing, when the kids or whatever, I was pissed off the other day. I went into some bar and I was sitting down. I was like, club soda, key lime pie. And the guy was like, what the fuck is happening? You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah. And you see me do, like Robert Kelly, when we were in Indy, he's like, we went to the cigar bar and we ordered all his food and he was eating like a maniac too. But he was like, dude, you're really eating your feeling. Like it was just like this weird, it was almost like I was shooting up or something, which is like, that could just get worse because if I gain 10 pounds every year,
I'm done.
I mean, I'm going to be
I'm out.
Fat fuck. And I don't want to do it. And I don't want to do it.
I didn't sign up for that. No, I'm just teasing.
And it is true. I'll tell you right now. I mean, like, because we're going to get into it later in other episodes as well, but it's like definitely being a little overweight. Not that I'm like shy now, like to fuck or whatever, but it's like, it makes me less, if I'm like, oh, Sons of Anarchy's on, or like sex, sometimes I got to get my judgment straight. I need to get my head right. It's true, because you're right. Because once it gets popping, I'm just as happy as anyone else. But like something about being a little bit fat makes me a little bit like, maybe
programs. He still calls them. He calls them programs.
They are programs, by the way.
That's really old.
I like my programs.
He's like a 90-year-old dude in a young man's body. I'm serious.
And what do I tell people all the time?
We go out places and he turns into this 90-year-old curmudgeon who hates everyone. It's awful.
I know, because you hate when I say these kids.
You do. You say these kids.
Well, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
What's happening today? We're not that old.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about there's a certain kid walking around now that first of all is a big pussy, and he's gonna when he grows up. Listen, honey, I've never seen more beta males in my life. These kids that are walking around, I mean...
See, these kids again. Okay. This is what he does. You'll just go off.
Can I finish my point?
No, because you won't shut up.
Okay.
You'll just keep going.
Okay,
sure, I'm gonna time you.
Oh, like those Long Island, like those Gotti kids. Those Gotti kids that get manicures. It's like it's almost like people used to...
Okay,
you're not letting me finish.
You love manicures, by the way.
I know.
And pedicures.
Dude, who doesn't like their feet rubbed? What I'm saying, there is a certain kind of cunt kid walking around now.
Really, the C word? In the first episode, you pull out the C word? We can't save that?
I don't mean it. Okay.
Man.
I say it too much.
Keep going.
What I'm saying is these little fuckers. This is what it is. This is what it is. They don't have any men in their life. They don't have any men in their life. No men. They have no men in their life. They're a bunch of pussies. It's like, I feel bad. This is what I feel bad for. When I see a girl that's like 15, 16, I'm like, I feel so bad for her. It's going to be so hard for her to find a boyfriend that's like going to be a man.
I don't agree with that.
Oh, come on.
I don't agree with that. And I think I see what you're saying, but I think honestly that it's harder, and I deal with this all the time and what I talk about in training. I think it's harder for boys because of the way that you guys are raised. Truly. I think it's harder for you guys to honor and understand your more sensitive side. You're not given permission.
I'm vulnerable as fuck.
You're not given, when you're the way that typically, the way that boys are raised, they're not given permission to cry when they need to. They have to be the strong one. They have to be the rock. This is very difficult.
Well, why are they're not? What I'm saying is they're not.
Well, but what I'm saying is that's shifting. I'm raising two boys, and yeah, I want them to be sensitive. I want them to be compassionate. I want them to be able to feel what they need to feel. And if that, I don't think that makes anybody less of a man. I think that makes a man more of a man. But I understand what you're saying, because that typical, barrel down the street guy really doesn't exist the same way anymore. But is it supposed to? Is it really supposed to?
You got me wrong. I'm not talking about that kind of jerk off. I'm talking about a kid that has game. These kids have no game. They don't know how to. They know je ne sais quoi, whatever the fuck you call it. And that French shit. I slaughtered that. Okay, first of all.
So wait.
Voulez-vous coucher?
Okay,
listen.
It's je ne sais quoi. But anyways, so in my house.
Listen.
In my house, I'm known as like what do you guys call me with the fixing of your language all the time?
You're a fucking
English
grammar Nazi.
I'm like, yeah. Okay. So
I get things backwards. Anyways, you know what I'm saying.
I do.
I see kids walking around that women are not going to want to fuck later.
But see,
that's what I say.
Okay, but here's the thing. I think at that age, we all thought we had game as well, and I'm not so sure. I did, but I'm not so sure
I can prove it, though. When we're in Los Angeles next week, Lodge Room, next week, May 28th.
Sunshine.
Beach. Listen, when we go to get a coffee somewhere and you see those little pieces of shit in their mid-20s walking around with a beanie on in 80-degree weather and flip-flops, and they don't know how to talk to women, but they'll quote Malcolm Gladwell. I'm talking about those pussies. Hey, have you read 10,000 Hours? Dude, I got game. And they get along. These girls are saying, these guys don't know how to fuck me. They don't know how to step to me to fuck me. You know what I mean? I'm serious.
I don't know, because this is not something I bump into.
Okay, I'm just saying, guys, they seem to have less game, and I feel bad because I don't know who's teaching them not to have game. Not like I'm like, teach you how to be a pimp. It's not about that. It's like, but know how to move a room a little bit, like have some charisma. It's like when I see people on stage and I'm like, oh my God, it's like, I could have read that off a piece of, it's like, you know what I'm talking about? What? Oh, she thinks right away. She always gets scared. My wife always Hillary gets scared that I'm going to actually start talking shit about someone right now. She's so worried
I know that he's a comedian and everything, but it gets really annoying.
No, you
have to censor him constantly.
You actually thought I was going to start talking about another comedian.
Yeah, because you loose lips, they sink ships.
No, I call the people if anyone will answer their phone. No one ever answers.
That's why. This could be why.
They're like, why is Aaron actually calling?
Why? It's because nobody uses their phones.
Okay. Anyways, I will keep my mind open.
Really, 90-year-old, no one calls.
You know, this is the thing. I'll tell you right now. Let me tell you right now.
Tell me right
now. And I dealt with this in Fort Wayne, Indiana, with this guy this weekend.
Yeah.
That only texts me and all his horse shit.
Yeah.
Because he does that. Because if he got on the phone with me, I'd get to hear the inflection in his voice, and I would know if that motherfucker was lying to me, and if my show was tanking. And if you get me in front of a person with the face, then the pantomimes are done. So you can't lie to me. This texting horse shit, and I got to believe what you're saying. I don't want to get mad about it, but it's like I'm telling you, people need to get on. People need to get on the phone with me, and dudes that I talk to that are closer to my age or older, they'll get on the phone. What's up, you fuck? Yeah, well, let's work this out. This happened. James and I once we had a conversation like on the phone. You got to get on the phone sometimes. Sometimes, you're not getting it across, or it's coming across wrong. It's like, I don't want this to come across the wrong way, so let's get on the phone, bro. Let me see if you're cracky in the voice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I have very fast thumbs. I have the fastest thumb.
Yeah. But you love to fight. That's the thing, honey. You know that I won't do that with you very much, but you love to, you'll have an argument with me through text message.
Once I get a text fight going, I'm quick. It's quick.
No, but I don't
can roll that out.
I don't do it, though. I won't do it.
They're just going. I know.
Because it's like, I said this. Boop.
Yeah. Well, it's not a real way to communicate. And they're coming out with all these tests why our kids are more depressed between 14 and 17 years old, and because they don't have FaceTime the way that we used to. We used to have to. Aaron and I have known each other since we were 12 years old. and we didn't communicate for like 20 years, but
if you
then
want
bang back together. But we used to have to like sneak out of the house and go find each other.
Or not even sneak out of the house, but it'd be like go outside, come home by 10 o'clock at night.
When your mom whistled.
And you'd come home with like,
It's true.
I met this girl that I like at the movies downtown, and we went on the parking garage and bang, 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 whatever. But it's like now these kids are like, they're setting up these. I want to ask your friend later on the next episode too about the Snapchat. These kids are communicating through Snapchat. Shit's getting shit. It's like, you know what it is? I just think there's just too much going on for them, and it makes them really feel affected by things. Like to be able to look up Pornhub on your phone when you're 14 years old. You know what I mean? I agree. You don't deserve that.
No, I agree. But the argument then becomes, well, we had Playboy and Playgirl, and we were hiding those and finding porn regardless.
No, but what I'm saying. Well,
I'm sorry. Let's go back. Beta tapes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the thing. I don't think any kid should get to look at his first vagine, on a beautiful phone and be like, oh, well, I'm watching real sex. He's got to just, he's got to figure it out on his own. And it's like, I think that makes him a little ungrateful and a little anxious. I haven't choked anybody yet. I'm 17. It's like, you'll get there. I mean, I'm talking about the porn they're watching. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I don't know.
There are really good things to it too. I mean, I think that
to the internet.
Yeah, to be. I mean, anything we don't know.
Do you remember that though? That day,
we literally Google.
That was hilarious. That when you're like, I have the boys. Both their phones are on parental control. I'm like, Christian, give me your phone. Boom, boom, Pornhub, bam. It was like the window was still open. I'm like, there you go. And then you're like, we don't care really, I guess. I mean, whatever.
Well, he's 18, so
now he's 18.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like FaceTime is still very, very important.
Like real FaceTime.
Yeah, and we make real FaceTime, like actual people face to face. Which we
because
try to make sure happens.
What it makes people do, and I know I sound like an old piece of shit, but it's like when someone just responds, yeah, okay, yeah. It's like, dude, if you actually had to work for someone's affection or like to communicate with them, you'd be like, hey man, it's good to see you. By the way, I wanted to ask you how you do or whatever. Now it's just like information, and then it sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I have more communication with people throughout the duration of a day than I would have way back.
Well, I mean,
because, you had your landline with your 9-foot
call waiting,
cord,
baby.
And when call waiting, that was like, we're aging ourselves. But
but the thing is now, I mean, when you're old, like when I'm old, I'm not going to want anyone to talk to me. So that's going to be like,
you already really don't. I mean,
I love people. I do, but I don't want to talk. I don't. I realized that was another thing. When I got sober, I realized that I actually am not the life of the party. I was just out of my mind.
No, you are.
Because now if I go somewhere like dinner or something, like that's the thing, like being on the road too. Like I'm ready to go back to my hotel, like have some food, even though like, oh, this was great, whatever. Like I'm not down for the hang. You know what I mean?
I love that about us too. Is that we're both very happy jumping into bed at 8:30 and we're putting movies on. And
yeah, if I have no spots.
Listen, I always say that my favorite place is bed for multiple reasons. No pun intended.
Yeah.
I would eat my meals in bed. I would. You know that. I'll spend I used to call it bed day. I would spend my one day off, my whole day.
It's therapeutic.
Till I had to get up and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But I also think that, we both are working with people so often all the time that, you need to be able to remove. You need to get your head quiet.
Well, because I have to, because the one thing I do try to do, because I mean, I am so anxious and so I have to work on the fact that, I can't expect people to, this is the guy I am. I will email someone and then text them and go, I just emailed you. Everyone hates that. Because that means that I want an answer right away. And I have to realize that everyone in the world is not on errand time.
Absolutely.
But I do wish there were two lines for people that know what the fuck they want and people that don't know what they want. So someone like me can go and have their shoes off already to get in the airport. But that's also how I do business, or I just want to kind of, I'd rather like, oh, do you hate me? Do you like, let's get everything out, boom, so we can move forward.
Yeah. I mean, you do hustle that way, but you always have. You always have.
Yeah, but I also need to calm down because what it does to me, I'm the one, someone else is going, oh yeah, he just keeps, I'm going to get to him or whatever. And instead of just telling me or whatever. So I'm the one that, it's like I'm drinking the poison because I'm the one that made myself that anxious. So that's what I want to try to get a hold of.
Yeah, I mean, for me, honestly, if someone's sending multiple emails of the same thing, I actually avoid them on purpose.
Well, it's like I emailed this guy from the club, and I was like, I expected him to get back to me like ASAP, and he's the GM of like 7 comedy clubs. I'm like, oh yeah, like it's like, oh, Aaron just texted me. You know?
Yeah. People are busy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're busy. You don't get back to everybody right away.
I do actually. I'm pretty good about it. Because I don't like things out there a little bit, but you know, sometimes, you know.
I don't. I try to, but I don't. There are some things that fall through the cracks for sure.
Yeah.
With our insane schedules.
Insane schedule. Yeah, speaking of schedules, so yeah, we are flipping everything a lot. Just got into Chicago.
2 different states. We live in 2
teacher training
different
starting
states.
for you, right?
Teacher training starts in Chicago, on the 31st, and then in Michigan on the 9th. Yeah, with an apprentice at the same time. So a lot going on.
So that's why we don't see each other all the time. So this is good that we're doing this. We're trying this thing together, which is I'm loving it.
Yeah, I think especially in relationships in general, but we have to have things that we do together and
besides eat.
I know, and we really did come to that conclusion. Like, we love to go to good restaurants. We love to eat out.
You made me
feel
bad about. You made me feel bad about that too, because I was like, you made it seem like I just was like, I'll break bread with you, but that's the deepest our relationship goes. I'm like, you're my wife. It's like, but who else am I supposed to eat with? You know what I mean? But it's like, but I could, for me, food, if it could not be an event anymore, it might help me not be a fat fuck. Because
I wouldn't say you're a fat whatever, but I would.
You know what I mean, though? Maybe, but this is the thing. If food turns into just a tool, like, sorry, honey, I already had a kale chaos bowl with black beans, and I'm good. Like, if we were just eating to be full, you know what I mean? If we were just eating for nourishment, we would never go out, which is, maybe I use that as a, like, even when I used to drink, it'd be like, oh, you want a glass of wine? And then I'm like, oh, I'll have 6, and I'd go to the bathroom and have a Jameson. And maybe I am going for the cake to set it up. It's all mental, though.
This episode's been about cake. And no.
We were talking about sex a little, not really sex.
A little bit. We didn't dive in too big. That's good.
I know that my libido is a little. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Okay. Or I know I'm not as horny as I maybe should be all the time, right? I'll be honest about it.
That's also the right word.
No, I am. But I'm also. But it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, I got outside. I'm so glad it came out. It's fresh air. But like when you're inside, you're like, I don't know. I'm gonna go outside. It's kind of one of those things.
So which am I, the inside or the outside?
What I'm saying is,
because please, everyone, decide which was I just the inside or the outside?
Babe, it's like I want it as much as you, but like I am not engaging it as much as you, because somehow I'm blocked somehow with like some kind of like wah, wah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I need to, but you know what I mean? But it's like, because I know for a fact when you're in better shape, you're definitely, for some of you want to fuck more, not because you're like, oh, I look great, check me out, but it's like you want. So I think your blood's pumping more.
Yeah, I guess. Your body just feels better. I don't know. That would be nice for us to.
But okay,
allow that to happen more often.
This is what I'm going to tell you right now, and you don't believe me, but I can talk to any one of my best friends.
I know, it's true. I know what he's going to say.
My 5 fingers, Jeff Branson, soap star, married, blah, 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 all this stuff. Babe, nobody is getting more than you are. Nobody. When I give them the numbers, when I give them the numbers, they go, what is going on? I go, yeah, dude, don't you feel bad for me?
This is what I know. I know that in any relationship, sex is as important as food and water. And it is. Because it's the closest you're ever going to be to your person, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That's the truth. And so.
Well, now that you got that button, keep pushing that button. I'll keep showing up.
Yeah, okay. You're going to show up anyways. I can make sure. Anyways, so,
I do like that when you go like, no, this is happening.
Well, yeah, because what's my other choice? I don't have other choices, I so I hear you. Yes, that's probably a true number.
But a lot of
that doesn't matter because it's all relative.
Well, that's because I like what you say.
My 3 days make me crazy, and it needs to happen.
But you know how? Yeah, so 3 days is your max.
That's about.
3 days, and you're like, why am I married to you? Like you've said that before.
I do say that, yeah.
But this is the thing, and you talk to other people, like there are couples that get along forever when they're like, yeah, we're like we're a Saturday morning couple. We make love every Saturday morning.
I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because first of all, your sex shouldn't be scheduled.
I'm not just I'm just saying most married couples, when I tell them we're like above 5 or whatever a week, they're like, wow, I envy your life or whatever. It depends on what.
Then they ask, why are you complaining?
They do say that.
They say, Aaron.
So it's me. What I'm saying, because there's no one. I mean, it's no one I want to be with besides you. And I think I am, whatever. But I'm telling you, there's something where it's like, yeah, I'm willing to see if it's going to change by diet and exercise. But you got to think about it too. Like, I spent many years only having, like everything with sex was like almost like I was annihilated for 20 years. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying, but so this is real. And like, I don't know what hopefully the real person isn't like, what's up, bro? You know what I mean? It's like, I think I'm just, I don't know. It's just a little more boring, I guess, than it used to be.
Well, anatomically, right? I'm actually in my sexual peak.
Yeah, and that's what's so fucking frightening, that men peak whatever in their mid-20s, but that doesn't mean like you can't enjoy a great sex. But it's like if women every decade, they say the dirty 30s and the 40s are like by 60 you're like a fucking whore.
Yeah, it's so great.
You know what I mean? It's like I can't imagine that you're gonna.
You're always saying to me that when you're 80 we're not gonna have sex anymore. What the hell am I gonna do? That's gonna be like
fuck the mailman. No, I mean I might want to. We'll see how I feel, because like hopefully maybe we can just. I mean, I can't imagine wanting to look at my body. You wanting to look at my body.
That's why you turn lights. That's what lights are for. You just flip those off.
But apparently, people are smashing in nursing homes like crazy.
That's the rumor. Yeah.
It's wild.
Well, I mean, it's good. It's healthy. That regardless, right? The love is the deepest piece, obviously.
But you often tell me that if that's neglected, that you feel like we're not connected as much.
I do. That's the truth.
And that's where I have to wrap my head around that, because I'm like. No, as much as, I mean, it's definitely the way I show love as well. You know what I mean? Like I'm affectionate, that's the thing. But it's like when I feel like that you actually are, feeling like, we haven't done this enough this week, and so now I feel like you don't love me as much. I'm like, come on, this has been a tough week.
Yeah, that's mostly about connection. I mean, we do live in 2 different states, and you're here in Chicago more than I am, and for now, and I'm in Michigan more than you are, and so sometimes we're passing each other on the freeway, literally. Connection is really important. You're my best friend, and I love you, and
Aww.
I want to be able to, I like hanging out with you. I think that those connections are deeply important.
What I don't want to
be sexy still.
What I don't want to be, and I'm glad we're not, like, we don't have to like bury our denial in these marriages. You see people that are like, all right, we're running this 5K every once a month or whatever, and those people that don't really, they do a bunch of shit together, but they don't have any connection. I don't want to be that.
No.
But I feel like, because you got to admit this. So if we talk about light bulbs, like the one I have in my pocket, if we talk about light bulbs, your kids, and that the washer broke, my dick is not hard.
Yeah, no, I know. This is life, though.
Yeah,
and that's what.
You say sex will make everything better. I'm like, I'm not wooed as easily. That's what it is. Because I'll get in my mood like I'm pissed about this. I'm like, can I go kill that person first and then I'll feel better? Like I feel like if there's a bunch of drama on the table, still not with us. You know how I am.
Yeah.
If I'm like waiting on money or like a show.
Yeah, you get all manic, you get all crazy.
Well, like I'm like, as soon as that gets better, that I'll be so sexual.
It's
you
true.
know what I mean?
You do. You get stressed. That's true.
Like you are able to relax through that.
I do.
It doesn't make me relax. I'm like, as soon as it's over, I'm like, yep, I'm still stressed. Yep, right back to it.
When the washing machine breaks yesterday.
Yeah.
That's my reason. Let's fix it.
I know.
Not the washing machine.
I wish that I could make my brain like sex makes everything better.
Well, I don't necessarily know that that's great either. I mean, believe me, we especially, I'm gonna always bring it up, but in meditation, these are the things we bump into all the time, our own demons, right?
Right.
Our patterns, our habits that don't serve us, and I think it's really important to pay attention to those. I mean, I know that for me, that peace allows me to feel very safe with you, and I think for a lot of people in relationships, and I think safety is a huge piece of it. I think when you feel that deeply connected to someone, you feel safe and loved, and it's like I want to jump into my safe place, which.
Safe
whether
place.
that's good or bad.
Well,
that's my safe place.
I mean, I say it all the time. Though it's like
yoga, sex.
Well, people either they smoke, drink, or fuck their pain away. I mean, it's true. Those are the main, those are the top three. Then there are those psychos that like run or whatever. But you see people are like, they're doing that so they don't hurt somebody.
Right.
They really are. They're like, I'm jogging right now because it gives me the release that I need so I don't strangle somebody.
Right.
And that's the thing.
Well, hopefully you wouldn't.
You know what I mean? And I don't mean that like, I don't want to come across, on this that I'm like super aggressive. Like it's not, but whatever makes us have that. Some people take deep breaths. Like
some people,
you're like, whoa, check that person out breathing right now.
Like
me, but you don't. No, babe, this is the thing.
I do.
I
breathe.
This is funny. People that are listening. Okay, so people that you think that like do yoga because they're just like, oh, that's such a yogic person.
No.
My wife does yoga because she needs to do yoga.
Yeah, it's literally my lifeline, and that will be another episode. But I'm alive because of this practice.
How many things are going to be another episode? I'm all over the place, but yes,
because we are all over the place, but. Yeah, it's my lifeline for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we come to yoga because shit's happened to us. And
how much do you like it when I tell you to breathe?
This is my phrase: is don't yogi the yogi.
Don't yogi the yogi.
Because especially if you're not practicing, you can yogi the yogi all day long if you're actually a yogi. If you're not,
I could tell somebody to take a breath.
This is what I meant by talking the talk, not walking the walk.
Take a breath, or you don't like that.
Calm down.
No one likes that.
When you tell someone, James, what happens when you tell someone to calm down?
They get pissed.
Yeah. It's like extra pissed.
I remember I told a friend of mine who's a crazy New Yorker, like old school, like Hell's Angel. I was like, calm down, Frankie. And his eye just like literally like rolled out of his eye socket. I was like, this motherfucker's going to kill me.
Yeah. Calm down. Breathe.
I'm trying to calm down. Like this thing's, and what I've realized though, it's tough. It's like, being on the road and stuff and like, being around people that you don't necessarily want to be around more than a couple days and you're ready to get away from them after that. And it's tough. So like that, those have been good lessons for me to know how to handle shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Without being messed up because, if it back in the day, I would have been hammered all weekend and it'd been like everybody would have been my best friend. I would have gotten in trouble and this and that. I would have, bombed, whatever. It's just it's different. So I'm always kind of present, but I'm also don't want to be present. You know what I mean?
No, I think you're very present, actually, and I think you've acquired a great state of, even in your stress, I think you've acquired a great state of patience.
Well,
truly, yeah.
I mean, I do. I mean, how I used to be. I mean, I couldn't even imagine that I would have been able to calm down from anything. So that's, right. I guess maybe the more you feed it in a good way, that it comes back. But we'll talk about more of that stuff too.
And all is coming.
What is that? Brilliant. What did you just say?
It's practice. That's what it's Patabi Joyce. It's practice and all is coming. Everything, no matter what it is,
reps,
any behavior.
Get your reps in.
Yeah, sure, I guess, but
like stage reps for me.
Yeah,
like
you've got to practice. You've got to practice.
Remember that one time when I forget who said something to me, and I took it the wrong way. When he was like, yeah, you're a student. Like he saw my setting, he's like, you're a student. And you're like, no, he's being complimentary that you are someone that practices his craft or something.
Yeah, and we should always be students.
I thought it was a corny ass way to say something after they got off stage, but I was like, all right, dude.
No, but we should always be students because if we stop being students, that means that we think that we've quote unquote mastered something, which I don't even like that word, but just because I don't really feel it exists. Yeah. But then we stop. Then we stop learning. We stop exploring. We stop wanting to know more.
Yeah,
we're screwed.
I was talking about that with Robert Kelly on the road this weekend. I was like, we were talking about the levels. Like he was saying with himself too. He goes, nobody's really that good. Like meaning, like look at how good Louis. Yeah, I said Louis. Like so look, someone that's like up there. Or like Nas staring down at Eminem, these guys, these rap gods, or whatever. These people, like how many people are so good that aren't even that good. You know what I mean? So like you always have to be like, I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing it. Like you want to just think of yourself as like a student of it and getting, I think that, you know what I mean? Because the people that are like, dude, because I remember this back in the day with plays, and you probably remember this too when you were acting. It's like, you'd be like, oh, stage, oh dude, that was great. You know what I mean? That's usually when it was really bad. You know what I mean? If you're just like, I crushed. I mean, it's when you murder, but
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yoga's amazing that way because there is no finish line. There's you're not done. You're never done. If you're done, you're like sainted or saged. Right. And we're all in the world living the shit that we all have to go through every day. So it's just
or it's like,
there's no perfect.
What I see that you do that like I admire, but it's like, you almost like you have to keep putting it in. You can't just be like, cool, like I'm yogic now or whatever. It's like you have to like, whoa, I'm going back out in the world. So I need to, like I arm myself sometimes with extra sobriety. I'm like, I need a meeting so I don't hurt myself or someone else, just because it's weird how maintenance can make yourself feel better.
It absolutely does. I can't go 2 days without practice. I'm a meaner person.
Yeah, you get crazy.
I do.
Sure.
I get very angry. But again, it allows me to vent my sadness. And, I posted something recently. I cry all the time in my practice. That's literally what I use it for, is to release. And it doesn't mean that practice isn't joyful. It's that as well. But, I just lost a very good friend, as you know, and I get on my mat and all of that shit spills out.
Right.
Because it has to. Because if I continue to carry my cancer and my losses in my life, all this stuff, I wouldn't be able, not only would I not be able to do what I do, I don't know that I would be able to function in the world as a human being. I think it takes great courage to just put one foot in front of the other every day for everyone. Everyone's got a story.
It's true.
And that, being on the mat allows me to vent and shed and process my life. So, no, the reason it's a practice is because you can have a euphoric, amazing yoga practice, walk out into the world and get the most traumatic news you've ever had. For me, and maybe not for everyone, but for me, yoga and meditation allows me the coping skills to be thrown the shit that I've been thrown in my life.
Instead of like going out and getting like annihilated
or just not getting out of bed anymore. It allows me to be in the world and be compassionate about other people's stories because we all have them. It's really, really true.
Where are we at, James?
We got about 5 left.
5? I think we're just going to wrap it up on this one, but this was our first one, and how do you think it went, honey?
Yeah, I think it went well.
I think I'm acting really mature, actually. So
You are. I think you're. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm trying to.
You man-child up a bit, though. You literally labeled the woman's parts with every name that it possibly has. Yeah. I'm sure there are more.
I got that je ne sais quoi, man.
Yeah. Yes, there's that. There's another word too. I don't remember it. Yeah. There's that. And then the C word and the F word and then, all your words.
What, am I not allowed to swear on the podcast?
You can totally swear.
You told me not to be rude or like offend anyone. I'm not going to.
No, I'm sure my swears will come out as well eventually. Everyone knows I swear.
Okay, so we'll wrap this one up. This is Manchild and the Yogi, the first episode, and hopefully we're going to nail 4 of these down and then they're going to go live. Thank you.
You bore me. I love you.
Love you too.